This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses. When it comes to your mother, you want her sleeping in a comfortable bed. When she's with me, she won't have to worry about that because I sleep on a Novilla mattress. Let me tell you, when your mom is at my place, she is sleeping on a very comfortable mattress and she is going to get you one as well. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night, made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel-infused memory foam that fits all bed frames and is reasonably priced. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. It comes in a box delivered right to your door, and you get 100 nights to try it out. Skip that trip to the big box mattress store and get a mattress from Novilla. Throw out that cheap Walmart mattress you got in college and get yourself a mattress made by Novilla. Using promo code SCHWEEZY or the link in our description, you can save 10% on any purchase through Novilla directly. Try out the mattress that your mom tried out last night. Again, that's 10% off using promo code SCHWEEZY. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Cancel Schweezy. I'm your host, Schweezy, aka the Foreplay King, and I'm here to tell you that you are in good hands. You're in good hands. You clicked on my dumb fucking face, and you decided that. I realized, and I've known this for a while, for like Apple Podcasts, for some reason, the artwork is the Schwedcast, not Cancel Schweezy. Which I'm,
That's rough, buddy.
it's rough, but at the same time, I've done everything I can to try and change that, and I cannot figure it out. For those, if you're into other podcasts and you want to know, if you know how to change that, because like I updated it on SoundCloud and everywhere. This is kind of stuff I shouldn't have to be asking the audience to. Anyways, though, I'm sorry that you've been stuck with that picture. Spotify's right. I don't know how Spotify got it right, but Apple can't. I don't know. They need to put podcasts in. I don't know. Would podcasts be in the music app? But then, like, it would need another name because Apple Music then. So they just have different apps for everything. That's weird. So, yeah, that's a whole fucking conundrum.
I identify as a fucking threat.
But yeah, another thing I've been trying out. So, I heard Andrew Santino say this on a podcast. So, if I'm wrong, listen to him. He said in the podcast that he stopped wearing deodorant because with the aluminum in most deodorants that have aluminum in it, they like block or somehow something similar to block the thing that makes you sweat, that triggers sweat, so then your body then works extra hard. And I don't think that's necessarily a problem for everyone. But if you take antidepressants, like you're probably warmer than the next fellow or the next fella, they, them. You probably get a little bit more sweaty and like hot. And yeah, it's a big warning. Like when there's heat stroke out and you're on an antidepressant, it's like everyone share that one Facebook post about how we need to rally together. But no, so I started that. So I've stopped wearing deodorant for a couple times. I'm keeping myself clean. Here's the thing. People are like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, okay, I'm not wearing deodorant, but I'm cleaning I'm making sure I smell okay. And usually with the tobacco vanilla, not the Tom Ford one that Harry Styles also uses. This is a cheap version of tobacco vanilla. That's why if you ever meet me in public, like, that guy smells like Harry Styles, even though I've never met him. So, ladies, I want you to know that I smell like Harry Styles. So if, like, you're wanting to get the whiff of them, that's it. You know, you can shove that shit on teddy bears and just fucking dry hump it all night.
What?
So yeah, and but no, I've been not as hot as I usually am, which is insane because usually it's like January and February. I am like, that's the only time I actually feel cold. The rest of the year, I'm usually pretty warm. And yeah, I don't know. I've been actually kind of cold. So that's, how interesting is that? You know, this is the type of shit you click onto every week. Fact we're a weekly podcast is astonishing. But yeah, so yeah, people look into it anyways. The thing is, you can use deodorant with aluminum in it. I just want to say that you can use deodorant with aluminum in it, and you're gonna be fine. People are like, it can cause breast cancer. I'm like, well, yes, aluminum can cause breast cancer, but the amount you're putting on your armpits for, like, to not sweat is not nearly enough. Unless, even then, yeah, because it's not a conclusive study from what I've read. But yeah, science does say it can make you sweat more. So I don't know, maybe either. So I'm either going to stick to no deodorant. I'm probably going to get a aluminum-free deodorant and probably switch to that. But I don't know. There is a specific sponsor of aluminum-free deodorants I would maybe need to look into. But besides that, no. Besides that, yeah. So if anyone else knows anything about armpit maintenance, you know, or just sweat in general. I remember I used to put deodorant, you know, I heard, like, put deodorant on your back and then you'll sweat less or whatever, and it made it work. I think maybe it's just my body, and especially since I take antidepressants too, heavy one. I take heavy antidepressants, folks. I want to tell you that. Since I take the heavy dosage, I probably just, you know, I get sweaty easier, hot easier, so maybe that's just this slight change may change me for the better, you know. Next week they're gonna be like, I smelled horrible. Next week I'm gonna come up with something completely different. But that's the fun of this show. That's what keeps you coming back week to week. Is the weekly misadventures of me. Anyways, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Cancel Schweezy, the only podcast making Pride Month about themselves. Yes, you heard that right, folks. This month of June, I will be making this month, Pride Month, about me. It's going to be called Schweezy Pride Month, where you pride yourself on me, being me. Yeah, that's my favorite thing, is when people try to make, like, everything about them, you know? And they're like, we got to make this, you know, worse, you know, a man walked into a school and shot children, but I want to make it about me for a second. So I want to put on a performance. It's going to be dedicated to them. But I want you to worship me and adore me while I do this. Stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not going to say who specifically, white women. But yeah, for real. Let's make this month about ourselves. The only other thing I do want to say is it's Pride Month right now. Currently recording this June 4th. It's currently the month of June, and I have to say, we're all for Pride. The new profile picture is Pride themed. I said Happy Pride and everything. The moment the clock strikes midnight on July 1st, this is me.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
Okay? Y'all had your time. It's over. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. My cousin, so that guy, the video backstory originates, it's somewhere outside St. Louis. I think it's somewhere in St. Louis, or how that church is. And my cousin, I have a cousin who was actually, I have multiple cousins who live in St. Louis, couple cousins who live in St. Louis. I have family in St. Louis. Let's just say that. That's an easier thing. So I saw my cousin on Easter, and I'm like, oh, well, we were talking about my brother, and my brother's gay. That's nothing new. And I was like, well, due to his recent, I'm not going to say his personal life, but due to his recent dating life, I was like, well, we're hoping he becomes this guy. He's going to be like, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. We were hoping he'd become that guy. So he starts laughing, and he's like, that guy's from around here? I'm like, yeah, he's probably from around here. St. Louis area, at least. I was like, oh, there's another guy from the St. Louis area I want you to know, St. Charles. His name is Craig. He's a little person. I guess he's going to eventually, something with his spine, he's going to lose his ability to walk. So he does have a scooter. And, that's just normal. That's, okay, that's a good, good way to get me in there, get me in the door. Okay, seems entertaining. What else does he do? Well, every Friday he fucks a jar of peanut butter. And, and so he fucks a jar of peanut butter. So I was telling my cousin this, and he's like, I don't know. He was like having a hard time grasping the concept. He's like, so wait, he's a little person? Yeah. And he's from around here. He has a scooter. I'm like, yeah. And he fucks a jar of peanut butter? Yeah, I'm like, it's not that complicated. Every Friday, he fucks a jar of peanut butter. He's like, does he do it on TikTok? I'm not seeing it on TikTok. It could be possibly on his OnlyFans, but I'm not. I mean, knowing every Friday he fucks a jar of peanut butter and all his memes about it, knowing that, knowing he fucks a jar of peanut butter, but then watching it is two different things. I should give a shout out to Craig. Here's his TikTok information. Go follow him over there. Unfortunately, TikTok is banning some of his videos. They don't really enjoy the concept of a guy fucking a new jar. It's a new jar of peanut butter every Friday. So he goes out of his way to buy the new bottle of peanut butter. And you know what? I get it, everyone needs something. And I'm like, it's like there's so many people who want to be famous, but a lot of people who don't have the talent. But Craig is famous to me. And I don't know if Craig has any singing or acting talents. I don't know any artistic things, but if you want to be famous, you got to know how to draw in a crowd. And Craig fucking a jar of peanut butter every Friday draws in a crowd. And the last of this advice, because I think we've been talking way too much about Craig fucking a jar of peanut butter, is the last advice I want to say comes from Ben Folds, and specifically from a Ben Folds 5 song from the album from 2012, which is like 10 years old, and you're like, I remember they were old back then. I'll quote the great Ben Folds, if you can't draw a crowd, draw dicks on the wall. And people say that's stupid, but it also kind of makes sense, It's like, if you're not drawing a crowd, like, what makes you better than the guy drawing dicks on the wall? Well,
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
So yeah, Pride Month, it's about me. Don't forget, check out my music. I'm working on new music right now, but going through a great creative flow. I should probably have a new song out very soon. So make sure you're following me on wherever you're streaming your music at to go check that out. Under my social medias at TheSchweezy as well. Twitch.tv/TheSchweezy. Make sure you connect your Amazon Prime account and press that subscribe button to financially support me for free without spending any extra money than you already spend every month. So, awesome sauce there. Cool. Patreon pay is a great way to say thank you for being a friend. It's our tip jar right now, and it'll let you know it shows love. I think that's a great way to show love. Also, checking out our YouTube page if you're listening on the audio, and check out the audio. Make sure to check out our video as well. Doing a lot more editing in the videos. I want to make it high quality. I want the video watchers to get the quality. And make sure you subscribe and sharing our highlights with everyone. That's the great way to help me out without spending any money. That's the best thing you can do. Is just share the show with your friends. Tell your friends to check out an episode or check out a highlight of something stupid I'm talking about.
I like that.
So do that. Okay, it is time for previous week right now. What is previous week right now, you may be asking? Well, we're just going over last week right now. And without further ado,
let's just jump into it.
This is from Rock Sound. Y'all know we're talking about music. Some athletes out there was like, fuck. Joe Trohman announces his return to Fall Out Boy. Thank you, Rock Sound. Fall Out Boy guitarist Joe Trohman has announced his return to the band after taking some time out to focus on his mental health. Trohman had said in January this year that he was stepping away from the band to avoid burnout and focus on his mental health. Having said at the time, Neil Young once howled that it's better to burn out than to fade away, but I can tell you unequivocally that burning out is dreadful. Without divulging all the details, I must disclose that my mental health has rapidly deteriorated over the past several years, and now it appears Trohman has had the time he needs to recoup his energy and strength. Having shared on his Instagram, "Hey everyone, I'm officially back. I want to thank everyone for the love and support while I took some time away to focus on my brain and get healthy for my family and my friends and myself." The guitarist also paid tribute to the man who replaced him while he took some time out, Ben Young, who was the band's longtime guitar tech. Trohman added, "I also want to thank Ben Young for stepping up and filling in on the shows I missed. He is a true gentleman and a scholar. I'm stoked to be back in action, and I can't wait to see everyone on tour this summer." And just when you felt like crying with joy at the news, it's worth remembering that earlier this month, Fall Out Boy released a limited edition vinyl that includes actual tears of the bandmates. So, yeah, this is awesome news. So, when Fall Out Boy initially released "Sending My Love to the Other Side of the Apocalypse," they released that song, their next new album, and then Joe was missing. You saw some of them in their live performances or whatever. You found out Joe was missing. Who's Joe? Joe Mama. Fall for it every fucking time, everyone. Who's Joe? He's the guitar player for Fall Out Boy. And yeah, his stage presence was greatly missed watching some of their live performances, because I think he moved and Pete moved in an equal amount, and the way that Andy Hurley moved as well, the way they all kind of moved together, and then it allowed Patrick to be standing still next to the microphone, and Patrick, they have a good stage presence, but without Joe, no, we're not doing that joke anymore. Okay, I'm sorry. Joe's stage presence, I really think, really helps make the band, and it's one of those things, band wise, that or in life. I think in life, we could say in life that sometimes something's there, and you don't realize how much it adds and how much it improves something until you take it away. Because yeah, we can do it without them, but with them, it's just something a whole lot better. And yeah, no, I really think that. So I'm happy Joe didn't quit the band for good, because that's what I thought at first. I'm did he quit the band? Because Fall Out Boy, one of those members goes, it's not, because you can't replace Andy Hurley. They're irreplaceable members of the band, you can have someone play their part, which is what they've been doing. But yeah, no, so I'm happy, Joe. This is pop punk news, pop punk emo news, and if you didn't like that, oh boy, you're gonna enjoy, because we joke about our sadness here on the show. But yeah, no, and I understand the mental health break. Sometimes you need to do that, because yeah, I don't know. That's good for him. That's his shit. I'm not gonna deal with his shit. I'm just happy he's back in the band. I really do think he really does add a lot to just the stage presence of Fall Out Boy. So, yeah, I couldn't imagine Fall Out Boy. I mean, you can listen to Fall Out Boy without Andy Hurley. It's not their first record. It's An Evening Out with Your Girlfriend, which is basically like back in the day, you wouldn't release a full album until you'd kind of have like an EP maybe, or like a demo and stuff like that. So they're almost like demos that they didn't want to initially turn into like full songs, because a lot of it, it was before Andy Hurley and before Fall Out Boy. Before Andy was a very weird. It's just very. To be honest with you, Fall Out Boy fucking sucked dick before Andy Hurley. Once Andy joined, like that's when they became Fall Out Boy. So I don't think any of those members can be replaced. And it's a good band. One of my favorite albums this year. It's gonna be up higher up on the list. Is So Much for Stardust. Fall Out Boy. It was surprisingly, they haven't released an album this good since Folie à Deux. I'm gonna say that. And I initially didn't like Folie à Deux. It's grown on me. Infinity on High has really grown on me. I remember when Infinity on High came out, and I thought that's when Fall Out Boy sold out. Boy, was I surprised when 2013 rolled around. They became like pop punk Imagine Dragons or whatever, But I think they dialed it back to a right amount, and Anyway, no more talking about Fall Out Boy. All right, this is from our friends over at ABC News. Our friends meaning no affiliation whatsoever. Chick-fil-A accused of going woke. Critics threatens boycotts.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Chick-fil-A was trending on social media Tuesday after details from the popular fast food chain on its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is often abbreviated to DEI, were highlighted by certain Twitter accounts. Conservative critics were quick to pounce on the news, claiming the restaurant chain had gone woke. Some popular conservative Twitter accounts even floated the idea of boycotting Chick-fil-A over the news, with one poll receiving tens of thousands of yes boycott votes so far. Again, while it's unclear exactly how old the DEI details from Chick-fil-A are, being at least months old at this point, the backlash and calls for boycott are very new. Christianity or sense empathy, but in practice, it always boils down to the same social justice or sock just nonsense that is destroying every industry and institution. Chick-fil-A names Eric McReynolds its VP of DEI on its website page titled "Commitment to Being Better at Together." The page has apparently been up for at least months, perhaps maybe even years, but has now drawn fresh attention. The attention led to Chick-fil-A trending on social media Tuesday. On the Better at Together page, the fast food company quotes its founder, Truett Cathy, who believed that a great company is a caring company, adding that Chick-fil-A's corporate purpose is to glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to us and to have a positive influence on all who come into contact with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A restaurants has long been recognized as a place where people know they will be treated well. McReynolds is quoted saying on the webpage, "Modeling care for others starts in the restaurants, and we are committed to ensuring mutual respect, understanding, and dignity everywhere we do business. These tenets are good business practices and crucial to fulfilling our corporate purpose." Many online critics have been questioning Chick-fil-A's commitment to glorify God, with some saying the fast food company has bowed to another God by focusing on DEI. The other online observers apparently found the DEI criticism to be nonsensical. The national desk has reached out to Chick-fil-A for comment, but has yet to receive an on-the-record response. If a response is obtained, it will be added to this article. I just like this idea. Chick-fil-A comes out. Chick-fil-A was in the closet the whole time, and we didn't know. We didn't know. What were we doing? What would we do?
Like a woman, a real woman.
So happy Pride Month, everyone. Let's make it about me. Pride Month, let's make it about me. Love conquers all. So I just like this idea that Chick-fil-A added it, because I guess Chick-fil-A, I think their growth and popularity, I think if it wasn't for their whole we're a Christian restaurant, their franchising wouldn't be as big as it actually is. I think it'd be a lot smaller. I think it'd probably be like a southern type of chain. There's regional chain restaurants, I think that's what Chick-fil-A would have been if it wasn't for the Christian thing. And they were like, let's franchise a Jesus honoring chicken restaurant. And, let's franchise it, So I think, that's how I think, in their growth, they do the Christian thing. And then they came out heavy against gay people. And then some people boycotted, and some people, rushed there, and, that boosted their sales so fucking much. And I think now a lot of people are okay with the gays, even a lot of, you meet a lot of conservative people. You meet, conservative people, yeah, I think being gay is okay. I don't have a problem with it because they realize, you're talking about Bible laws or whatever. Some don't believe that shit, But at the end of the day, it's it happens. And then they were like, but being trans, it's hold the story. You don't like the body God gave you, but someone else likes the body God gave you, but they're the same gender. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, it would be, I could see, because what I feel Chick-fil-A is trying to do is they're trying to stay in sort of a middle ground. They're like, hey, we don't want to be known for the company that hates gay people. We don't hate gay people. They can come to Chick-fil-A. It's okay. But at the same time, they don't want to offend their super conservative audience by saying, we don't hate gay people anymore. And we're like, what? So they're trying to, find that middle ground to be like, hey, gays, we don't hate you. But conservatives are like, don't hear that. We want you to stay. So, yeah, it's an interesting business. And I think the more people, accept gay people, which is, astounding, the progress now we've made, you're like, oh, that's their partner. It's like, oh, okay. I remember going to that Christian therapist and be like, being gay is a mental illness. And I'm like, okay. Now you tell the therapist that I'm gay. I'm like, okay. You're going to give me a lot of money. I'm rich. So, yeah. So if you're that uptight, if two men kissing really upsets you that much, I'll airdrop it to you, unless you have an Android. Well, you probably have an Android. You probably don't want people to know where you were January 6th. So you have a lot of, you've been using a lot of flip phones lately. Somehow still haven't got caught. But I don't know. What's the thing? Should Chick-fil-A go full gay? Because they don't want to be like, Chick-fil-A doesn't want to be like, oh, let's go to Pride. But they also be like, we don't like gay people anymore. We just want you to eat our food. They're in a rough spot. Maybe I think Chick-fil-A should go full Pride. Be like, Chick-fil-A has come out. That's the perfect slogan. Chick-fil-A has come out. Some good shit. And our last article we have here today is from Hype Bay. Did Taylor Swift collab with Ice Spice to cover for her racist boyfriend? Admits rumors that Taylor Swift is dating the 1975 band member Matty Healy. It says Matt Healy. It goes by Matty Healy. I like the band. I like all these artists. She announced a collaboration with Ice Spice, whom Healy has made racist comments about. I'm a massive fan of this brilliant artist, and after getting to know her, I can confirm she is the one to watch. So delighted to say that Karma featuring incredible Ice Spice will be out tomorrow. Swift captioned the Instagram photo. And the rapper, earlier this year, Healy called Ice Spice an Inuit Spice Girl after she revealed her love for his band. As a result, Swift's announcement appears to be oddly calculated, as fans have began to point out. Thank you, Hype Bay. One fan commented on Ice Spice announcements, "Didn't her boyfriend call you a racial slur?" Neither party has yet to comment. However, Swift's questionable behavior doesn't end there. In 2021, Swift tweeted her disdain at the Netflix series Ginny and Georgia for making the sexist comment, "Why do you care? You go through men faster than Taylor Swift." Swift posted a screenshot of the subtitles announcing the series for making sexist during Women's History Month. Recently, these tweets resurfaced after rumors of her dating Nazi circulated. Is Swift's camp losing the plot? It appears so. So, yeah, I've been wanting to talk about the Matty Healy being a racist thing for a minute now. Here's the thing. He's not racist. And I think the example of why he's racist is in his song, Love It If We Made It, if I remember that right. Love it if we made it. Because it's kind of a protest song, and it's very anti-Trump. Like, in the very Trumpism, the MAGA Republican, that's the type of thing he is. And I guess to make it like a show, he does the Nazi salute during one part. And that's why people think he's racist. And, just like looking through the context of the song, you're singing a protest song about the whole MAGA shit. And he does the Nazi salute, and assuming the Nazi salute, like he's putting on a performance, he's putting on a show, it wouldn't take that many brain cells to conclude that it's part of the show, it's not part of, like, what he actually feels as a person. And Inuit Spice Girls? I know they're British. We gotta look up what Inuit... What was it? Inuit. Okay. Member of an indigenous people of northern Canada and parts of Greenland and Alaska. Okay, so he's like, and he's making a comment. It's like, oh, you're a black Spice Girl, or and so that's what he's kind of saying. You're like a black Spice Girls. It's like saying, oh, she sings like a white Alicia Keys, or is like a black John Mayer. People make that shit. And you know what? Those are okay comparisons to make. You know why? Because white people make good music. Black people really make good music. They're like behind every good genre of music. It's black people. But white people make good music too, Sufjan Stevens, actually, I don't know what race that guy is. He looks white, though. No. Bad example. It's a real bad example. But white people make good music, and black people really make good music. So, it's not necessarily an insult, unless Inuit is kind of a slur. Because it just sounds like a group of people. So, that... I don't know, I like Ice Spice. I like the fucking little orphan Annie hair she always has. Like, when I first saw her, I saw her with, on Lil Nas X's, Instagram stories, and then I heard Boy's a Liar. And I don't know. I started to like her. I'm like, she has, a cool attitude. I like her attitude, And then I like the little orphan Annie hair, too. So it all ties together. That's Ice Spice, and that's what I like about her. So I think the reason why Taylor's collaborating with Ice Spice, I'll probably say, is because Ice Spice is hot right now, and Taylor does hot at the moment stars when she wants to release a collab, because was it Karma was released without her, and now she releases a new version with Ice Spice. She did the same thing with Bad Blood with Kendrick Lamar. It's the same kind of, it's just a marketing strategy what they're doing, and Ice Spice is the kind of trendy right now, and so anything she does is is new. So, and that's why we like her and her little orphan Annie hair. And so, yeah, I hate the idea that everyone's like, Matty Healy's a racist. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And, he doesn't claim to be super liberal, but he's definitely not, Republican or whatever. That's how he describes it. But, he one time made an apology to fans for having guns in the music video for his song Robbers. He apologized for that because guns aren't cool, and you shouldn't have a gun. I'm like, that guy's racist, That guy's racist? Okay. No. I think it's just because Taylor Swift fans. And don't get me wrong, Taylor makes great music, so a lot of normal people like Taylor Swift, but her diehard fans, I can get along with them fine. They're easy to get along with, but at the same time, they're men can laugh, but women have to chuckle because of our society. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't, you just gotta, you just gotta have tough skin, That's what you gotta do in life. I'm not saying a woman's thing is easier. I shouldn't get in that can of worms, but you know, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, yep, we're stopping there. Have you ever been out in public and thought, hey, look at that fat guy, only for it to turn out to be a mirror and you are in fact the fat guy? That was the moment that kickstarted me into becoming the greatest health expert the world has ever seen. But I wasn't born being built different. Like Joe Cocker before me, I get by with a little help from my friends. And my friends happen to be today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while you work out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder, by using the link in our description today. You can save 15% on your purchase. Go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you're at the beach, you aren't going there naked, letting everyone see your little shrunken PP from being in the water. No, you're wearing some sort of clothing to cover up your privates. So why would you let companies you buy products from have access to the privates of your credit cards? That's where today's sponsor, Privacy, becomes the clothing for your credit card information. Privacy is the first payment product that keeps your personal information private while being even more convenient than using a physical payment card online. Privacy empowers you to protect your physical card information. Each merchant you share your card information with puts you more at risk to hackers or data breaches. Why not use a privacy card instead? By creating a virtual card with privacy for each merchant you shop with, your physical card is safe and secure. Privacy cards can be paused or closed at any time, preventing any future transactions from being authorized. Privacy cards can also be single use, meaning they close after just one authorized transaction. One of my favorite ways to use privacy is for a service with a free trial that requires you to put in a credit card to sign up. But wait, there's more. By using the link in our description, you can get $5 to spend anywhere. That's money you get to use. So start paying the smart way with Privacy. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
That's my hole. That's where it spits.
Okay, so I've been seeing like all these reactor type videos for like this Machine Gun Kelly movie that came out a year ago. And I've been kind of liking, or I've been kind of liking stoner comedies and been enjoying those, you know. So I decided to, like, okay, I'll check this out. Everyone says it's bad, and you know what? If it's bad, I want to enjoy the ride. And you know what? I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, I don't think this was a good movie, but yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable experience, which is like, at the same time, isn't that what you want in a movie? You just want to have fun, you know? A goofy journey along the way, except I would give up the fucking role. So, like, anyways, though, let's read this thing. The movie follows London clash, a movie star whose world is turned upside down when he must choose between pursuing his one true love and landing a life-changing star role in a major motion picture. So, like, basically, London clash, played by Machine Gun Kelly. Basically, what happens throughout the movie is he's worried back and forth about like a text from like his girlfriend. Like he doesn't know what it means because she texted Mourning, Mourning, or whatever. So he thought he read into it wrong, and so they went through all these like shenanigans and shit, and stuff like that, and. He's that, and the other part is he would be cast as Batman. Now, I'd love to picture here. I love the idea to understand Machine Gun Kelly, Colson Baker as Batman. Just it's just, I don't know. He doesn't have rich kid behavior. Like, he has guy who just got money, and this is how I'm flexing it. That's the kind of money he has. He's not like, he didn't grow up. He looks like he grew up poor, you know. and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the one thing about Batman. It's like the guy has to look like he grew up rich, you know. Robert Pattinson, he got that look down. Yeah, Robert Pattinson. What was it? Oh yeah, I would say Christian Bale, clean shaven Christian Bale. Yeah, really has it, like Psycho, you know. I think he has that look. Yeah, maybe that's why people didn't like Ben Affleck. He doesn't look like he grew up rich. Ben Affleck looks like lower middle class, you know? Yeah. He looks like lower middle class. And but he doesn't look like super poor. It's like that weird area. That's where they are. That's why I say like that. So maybe that's why people don't like Ben Affleck. I guess, yeah. I don't know. So it's a weird thing, but I don't know. Machine Gun Kelly, I don't know. It can't be someone who looks like he grew up poor. I think that's one thing Batman has. He's like, money's never been a problem. It's like, I think about something I want to do, and then I do it. Like, that's what happens. That's the power of money. That's Batman. But, no, I don't see Machine Gun Kelly playing the role of Batman. So, this fantasy world is a joke. So that's one thing. If they hated Ben Affleck as Batman, could you imagine fucking Machine Gun Kelly as Batman? For real. You know, I don't know him, but, like, for real. Another thought on this movie I absolutely noticed was Megan Fox was in it. Now, Megan Fox is known from being the Transformers girl. Everyone had a poster of her in their room when I was a kid. And also widely known for being Machine Gun Kelly's partner, girlfriend, spouse now. She's widely known for that too. And she's not the love interest. She's the roommate to former roommate who is a lesbian, who they have more chemistry together. Like Machine Gun Kelly's character, Megan Fox's character, like they had more chemistry than the actual couple Apple. The fuck her name, played by Becky G. You know, that was that. And so it's like, okay. And I'm like, I think the reason Megan Fox didn't play the love interest was because not being the love interest means she could have more screen time. And she is a pretty good actor. Like, I'll be honest with you. She is good at acting. I have no reason to say she sucks. You know, I liked her in New Girl. Like, New Girl was like a real big step off for her in the show. So, there's cool stuff there. And so, yeah. And, they have Megan Fox. They're not going to give her like a small part. And sometimes the other love interest, that's the small part, you know? Well, at least in this movie it is. So, yeah, I thought that was strange, but that's how I logicked it out in my mind. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, you know, it's not a good movie. But if you like, yeah, like I said, if you like stoner comedies and just like do something you can just enjoy the ride, I'd say this movie's for you. But like thinking about it, like musicians starring in their own and kind of making their own movies with that, like little stoner comedies and stuff like that, based off that. And one thing Machine Gun Kelly did a little too much, I would say, is basically what he did was he just like, how often are you listening to your own fucking music, dude? You know, it was almost like, yeah, it's just gonna be his music. And that pretty much was the entire soundtrack. But I love to make my own stoner comedy. But like, and when we have we have like a lot of emo, 2000s emo. You know, like I think I listened to "At Your Funeral" by Saves the Day, and I was like that. Like my stoner comedy, it's gonna start with At Your Funeral by Save the Day. Like that's what the movie's gonna start with, and I think that's gonna be real cool. So exciting, awesome
Cool stuff. slick stuff, neat stuff.
Cool stuff, all that and the above for you. So that's cool. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I watched that. This is going to be a no spoilers thing. So some people can be happy. Some people, and by the time this, like, even the highlight comes out, it's going to be like forever. Like a week or whatever. I did bootleg the movie. I just wanted to say that. I strongly encourage that. And I say that because I want Marvel to get the rights back to Spider-Man. I'm just saying I think they should have the rights back. However, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had this movie. And this movie, I gotta say, is really good. It's a really good movie. And I don't want to pay to see it because I think the rights should go back to Marvel. But we're in a messy situation here. And in a messy situation, you can't always be cleaning. Sometimes you can't be the one to clean the mess. Sometimes you just gotta take it. So we have Into the Spider-Verse, and how the hell, what's going on at Sony like the Marvel Sony movies, where they make the worst Marvel movie ever, Morbius. They made that, and then the next thing they make is just a masterpiece. Like it was a masterpiece of a film. Visually, it's just a stunning. It's a very stunning movie, and so especially if there's any substances in you, it's gonna be a real trip. It's gonna be a real trip, my friend. It's gonna be a real fucking trip. And Sony, you need to figure out your fucking quality control on these Spider-Man movies. We can't just have, it was like, No Way Home. Okay. Spectacular. Morbius. Dog shit. And then we have Across the Spider-Verse. Stunning. Like, you can't be doing that. It's too much emotions. It's too much playing with too many people's emotions and stuff like that. And if you don't know, I want to tell you, here's the bio for Across the Spider-Verse. After reuniting with Gwen Stacy, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. However, when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders. He must soon redefine what it means to be a hero so he can save the people he loves the most. So that's as much as I want to get into spoilers and spoiler-y things. And yeah, but some things I can tell you before going into it. I would say the Spy is an interesting villain. The Spy is kind of like a villain of the week, but they even joked about that, like this is just a villain of the week thing, and didn't realize how good the Spy would be integral into like the plot and stuff like that. I thought it was gonna be like the Spot, like at the beginning of it. I thought it was gonna be like, you sometimes movies want to start with action, so sometimes you do like a smaller type villain and you just like have a little action at the beginning to like hook people in, and then they sit through the rest of the movie while a new conflict starts and stuff like that. And so yeah, that's how you get villains like, oh, you're gonna fight the Rhino real quick, and then we're going to fight everything else, It's how the Rhino, kind of villain the Rhino is. So, yeah, the Spot, it's like that. And, no, integral to the plot. And Miguel O'Hara, I think you could probably figure out from the trailers, is kind of an antagonist character. Bad guy? I'll let you decide. Antagonist character? Yes. I hope you understand the difference, because I don't think I would be able to explain it to you. But Miguel O'Hara, like, that's a Spider-Man that's like been needed, and like there's needed to be like visual, TV movies, cartoons, or whatever type content on that specific Spider-Man, because Miguel O'Hara is like a very interesting type. It's weird because doing a Spider-Verse movie, because I like how there's like so many variations of Spider-Man characters there are, Spider-Man adjacent characters, and with the Spider adjacent characters, some of them are great great characters. Miles Morales, everyone knows, great. Spider-Gwen's great. Spider-Woman, they made her better in the movie, but Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, initially always felt to me like a really boring Spider-Woman, and always just kind of felt like, we have the Spider-Man, let's make just the woman version of that. That's what sometimes that feels, what it feels like to me, and I'm like, I hate it when it's not like interesting. So like, yeah, Spider-Woman's not interesting. Like, Spider-Ham's like funny for like 10 seconds, and then you're like, all right, I'm done with that, you know. And they played him right in the Into the Spider-Verse. And yeah, they played Miguel O'Hara really well. It was like Ben O'Reilly, just a joke, and they had like Andy Samberg play, and it was like perfect. It's like just a perfect representation of Ben Reilly's like moody and like a joke, you know, just like emo. Funny Spider-Man stuff that I don't want to spoil in the movie for you, but the movie ends on a cliffhanger, I think. And we all knew there was going to be a part 2, or I guess they changed the name from part 2 to Across the Spider-Verse. So next year we get it. So we knew it was going to end on a cliffhanger, but it kind of felt like there was build-up, and I don't know how they can make a whole movie of just like paying off the build-up from the first movie. So interested to see how it goes from here. And yeah, I guess if Sony can do one thing right, it's these movies. Only these movies, not anything live action, but these movies. And yeah, and it's a weird, and we all question here is like, is it part of the MCU, even though it's a Sony film, you know? Question mark, because it's the multiverse now. And Marvel, the good Marvel, has already established the multiverse already, and it has already established some Sony characters from the multiverse into it that was also in this movie, so it's all confirmed to connect technically. But everything's all different language and stuff like that. Then he questions like, why hasn't Kang conquered any of these spider universes? Question mark. Do they not have the Avengers? There's like just a million universes that are no super people unless they're like Spider-Man adjacent. Like majority of those are just villains. There's like Black Cat whose superpowers are just like she's hot and like she jumps around and shit. So anyways though, hope that's no spoilers were spoiled for you. Forever and amen. Okay, so now it's time for us to go through weekend tweets, June 2023, to be exact, from the website BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed curated it for us, and I am making content off of it. So let me snap my fingers. Now I'm small, and now we can see me on the screen. So let's look here after saying that. Here are some funny tweets from this weekend for anyone who might need a laugh, a distraction, or just something light to read, enjoy, and stay safe. Okay, thank you for staying safe. Happy Pride from the trans-affirming misogynist parrot. And then the sign says, I bite women, only handle me if you're a man. And it's like a woman, I assume, hand, just with bite marks on it. Like, it's like, doesn't like women. Usually animals don't like men. It's always men, you know? It's like, this dog, the dog doesn't like men. I was like, well, your dog's not fun. Your dog's useless to me now. If your dog, like, wants to attack every man that tries to pet them, like, your dog is useless. Like, you know? I don't know, can you train that out of him? I don't know. That's a dark conversation. Anyways, though, do you have the misogynist parrot? Where is the misogynist parrot? Where is this guy? It has to be a fella. Dude, you know it's a guy. You know it's a guy. Back off. All right. The influence homosexuals have over older women in the workplace needs to be studied. And then it's a happy Pride Month to them. Only hobby craft. Is going to open this. Oh, yeah, what's the video? Do not okay. All right. Number 3, me after taking the Facetune pill. It's like the Conjuring woman and then glammed up. You know, I'm going to say here, a lot of Snapchat filters are trashy. Okay? Doesn't make you look better, okay? It makes you look like trash, you know? Makes it look like you, like, do the crispy crinkle hair, you know? It's like your hair's, like, too much hairspray, you know? But it's, like, straight down, you know? And it's, like, that washed out effect, you know? Like, you know, all the girls thought was cool for the school dance where they wore jeans, too, you know? Those kind of girls. But, yeah. Just a lifetime advice. It's trash. It so much is trash. All right. Company, we're returning to the office because our culture is so important. The culture. And it's bagels and bread. That seems nice. I mean, jobs that do that, you know. Jobs that do that are really nice when they do that. I mean, it's one of the nicer things they have, but like that's nowhere near like if they do that. That's just nice, you know. It's like when I worked at, you know, I was like interning at a studio. It's like, well, there's bagels left over, y'all can keep them. But it's like, why don't you get some extras for the staff too? You know, don't be a fucking stingy ass and be mean to the interns. God damn. She's just like me for real. Okay, so it's Charlie XCX DMs. Charlie, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm finally gonna jump. And then Charlie responds with, haha, jump high, angel, make it count. And then I guess she's doing that, just generic ones. And then Charlie then responds, oh fuck, never mind. Charlie XCX is cool as fuck. And be my friend, Charlie XCX, because that's funny as fuck. Oh, man. Overheard a girl step outside where it's a little chilly and say, it's giving jacket. It's giving jacket? Okay, I'm going to read this again. Overheard a girl step outside where it's a little chilly and say, it's giving jacket. Oh, okay. It's giving jacket. That's a weird fucking way to say something. Because, just stay away from that person. They're saying fucking dumb fucking sentences like that. Actually, it's not like stay away from them, but like, it's really don't go to them for medical advice. Like make sure they're following what a doctor says. And you know, they're not doing anything that'll hurt them, but they're like, yeah, I got a lipoma on my back. I think if I take these vitamins, it'll reduce the size. I'm like, you gotta get surgery on it and get rid of it, you know? Gotta get you in Dr. Pimple Popper, okay? You know, or save my skin if you're from the British Isles. What's my Michael Caine? Hello, if you think you want to go, if you're on the UK side of things, you can always head up and get all Save My Skin, Dr. Emma, you know what I'm saying? That's cool shit. Okay. Just a picture of my best description, an anime schoolgirl. For the listeners out there, that's all it is. That's all we have. Oh, the full outline, it's Jacques Rousseau. One of the guys, he's big. He's one of the part of the revolution. He's Jacques Rousseau. He's in the anime schoolgirl dress. All right, so Muna. And then it says, like, specialties, depression, lesbian, anxiety. Like, that's Muna right there. That's like the Muna as an entire band. It's just like specialties, depression, lesbians, anxiety. Like, it's Muna. And we love them for it. And they're all hot, too. Surprisingly, all hot, too. Like, that's not fair. Like, that they're all hot. Like, you can be a queer band, but not all of you can be hot, too. Like, it's unfair. I got a little too high, and now I can't watch my movie because I know they're all just pretending. Okay, from Moulin Rouge or no, Black Swan. I don't think I've seen that movie, so I don't get the joke. When someone starts explaining game instructions to me, and it's just a woman, and she just looks frustrated, and it's like, yeah, I think I played Settlers of Catan once, and I won. And guess what? I still don't know how to play that game. I guess I just got lucky or something. Maybe I'm fucking built different. I'm like, I can play the fuck out of this game. Still got to explain me how to play. And then I was just like, okay, I'll just beat you all. I have a one. I've only played it once and I have a 1 win. So I'm just, I'm keeping that high. I'm not going to break that record, I'm not going to break that record. Waiting for some guy I communicate with solely through Instagram story views to realize I'm the love of his life. Bro, same, but with fucking women, dude. Dude, women are great, dude. I gotta say, some of my favorite things. So, yeah, just starting to. You ever just I was like thinking like, you ever just have like there's like a woman out there, who's out there in your life, and it's like a what if situation. You always just had a thing for her, but like you never really communicated or whatever, so it never became anything, or whatever, and you just have that. And where was I getting to? Oh yeah, and then you just have that, but you just like her, and then you're like, what if we would have became a thing, You built like this whole life and backstory. I'm like, you gotta let this go, dude. Yeah, a stupid situation. Like, you imagine an entire life with someone, like, never even talk to them, So unless that's psycho, then I've never done that, because that would be weird, and I don't do that. That's weird. We don't do that. We're moving on. Me, the second I hear someone buzzing by my ear, and it's just annoyed New York. It's New York from Flavor of Love, right? It's New York, right? I'm not wrong there. Protect Keke Palmer at all costs. This took me the fuck out, but she absolutely right. I'm not gonna watch that video. Moving on, here it is: pink for girl, blue for boy, and white for a pure union under God. Happy Pride Month, straight people. Oh, it's the trans pride flag. Someone thought it was the straight flag. The straight people flag. The straights. I like to represent the straights. It's like, we over at the straights. I think I understand the straights the most, because I have that, because I think I'm both man and woman all at once. I probably should be non-binary, but still like be the same. And like, yeah, he's a little quirky guy, It's kind of quirky that way. But anyways, though, that we're off in a weird place there. But anyways, though, bamboozled. That's what happens. You get bamboozled. All right. From this one, right away to make a 10 to solve 8 plus 9. Right away to make a 10 to solve plus 9 plus 2. Even know what this is asking him to do. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I've rather finished it. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, that makes no fucking sense. 8 plus 9 plus 2. Right away, that's why it didn't make sense to me, because it didn't make sense to the other guy. That's why the thing is. Right away to make a 10 to solve 8 plus 9. Like, I think I fear, like, if you're talking like that, I'm like, are you having a fucking stroke? First thing I was like, are you having a stroke right now? Like, because clearly that is a fucking stroke in the making, and that's scary. So, don't do that. That's bad. Oh, it's a baby onesie. do not talk to mommy till she's had her Adderall. You put that as a baby onesie. Don't talk to mommy till she's had her Adderall. That's not good. Or it is. Maybe she has ADHD. Maybe it's not drug abuse. It's like, what if I get one made for me? Like, do not talk to Schweezy till he's had his it's like venlafaxine, bisoprolol, and biotin supplements, daily multivitamin, melatonin to fall asleep, medicinal marijuana. Let's just list that on a baby onesie. That'd be really cool. I love that. I think that'd be really cool. And that's all we got. Perfect. What else was funny this week? Please tell me something funny you heard or something funny you also learned. Because I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. Have you ever cracked open a cold one with the boys? The vibes are on, then all of a sudden, you are out of cold ones? Though the vibes are still on, the vibes will soon go off because you are out of cold ones. There's no need to drive when you're under the vibes. That's why today's sponsor, Drizly, is here to make sure that the vibes continue. Drizly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know it's saying something when it's being praised as the Amazon for liquor. Drizly is my go-to app for getting all the booze I need so I can do other things. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizly. Drizly has proprietary ID verification technology that it provides to its retail partners that allows drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizly may have a minimum order or delivery fee. So using our link in the description, get $5 off your first order with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. You're not a boomer who still goes to what our ancient civilizations called a store. You buy everything on the internet like a modern individual. What if I could tell you that you could be saving more on your purchases by only making a few clicks on your computer? That's where today's sponsor, Honey, will change your life. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in our description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo code, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It's 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it with all of those many microtransactions. It's as simple as pressing a single button and you can start saving money. Not using Honey is basically throwing money away that could be saved for more important things. I recently had to get business cards for myself, and Honey literally saved me 60% on a pack of 500 business cards. It was amazing. Add the Honey extension to your browser today for free by using the link in our description of this episode. And when you use our links, you directly support this show. Oh no! Our table! It's time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I answer questions that you have. I don't know why we call it. I just think the sound is hilarious, and the video is hilarious too. The video of the kid fucking stacking bricks on a glass table and it breaks, and he's like, "Oh no, it's broke." It's always funny, always a good laugh. All right, let's get into our first question here. How do I go about masturbating when I have a female roommate? Moving in with a friend this summer, never had a roommate before. How do I go about doing this without making anything weird? Okay. So I want to assume that you're in separate rooms. I'm assuming you're going to sleep in separate rooms. It's not going to be like a college dorm situation, which is so, the idea of a college dorm is you live here. This is, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, when it's at camp, every once in a while for a week, it's fun, but all the time, it was, college dorms were frustrating. But anyways, though, I'm assuming it's not like a college dorm, but if it's a normal situation where you both have your own rooms, I think it's very easy how. Frankly, it's very easy. Let's assume you're normal and don't have any weird kinks or whatever. I need to honk horns when I masturbate. This isn't going to be the advice for you. This is for everyone else. So what I will say is the best advice I can give for you. You masturbate in your room. That's when you do it. If you know a time like they're gone, that's a good time to do it. So, usually before bed too. Like, like they could be asleep, they may not be. It's a good time too. But yeah, I think for the most part, you just got to do it in your room. And another thing that people don't recognize is that, you can lock the door to a room too, It's like, okay, so I for all the ladies out there who are mothers or whatever and have a boy, specifically penis havers, you have a penis haver, just assume, let your son know that if he needs to lock the door, he can lock the door. And if you need him and you come out to his door and the door's locked, I think you can assume he might be masturbating. Let him fix himself up and come to the door. That's the thing you need to think about. That way, because what's worse? One, just assume that. So that way you don't have to talk about it. You can just and then we can just move on from it, whatever, and you won't walk in on him, or whatever too. That's also great advice. So yeah, maybe lock the door to your room as well. And porn, maybe keep the volume low or put in some headphones, It's okay to put in, you got to get that big old headset on,
Man proposes and God disposes.
Just talking to your lover on and get that big old headset,
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
What? Do I have another one of him?
I identify as a fucking threat.
I feel like a woman, a real woman.
I guess I don't. I think that's just, oh no.
You bet I'm coming up in May.
But it's not May anymore. But yeah, maybe don't broadcast it out and be quiet about it. I think masturbation comes with consideration too. I know when you're a kid, sometimes you don't do that, but don't jerk off in the living room. Just jerk off in your own space. That's fair for everyone. Hey, she might be masturbating too. So don't think of yourself as lonely. She might be getting pounded in a room, and that's okay. You can either pound yourself or pound someone else, but you can't. You got to be respectful of other people's spaces. So yeah.
I feel like a woman, a real woman.
All right. Why does my girlfriend rub herself during sex and refuse to let me do it for her? So, whenever we have sex, my girlfriend rubs herself to climax on its own. This is obviously not a problem, as I am aware. Women sometimes need a little extra stimulation to get off. However, whenever I offer to do it for her, she swats my hand away and tells me she will do it herself. I figured maybe she is just a control freak, although that isn't really how she is in everyday life. It was bothering me so much that I asked my friend who she was with before me. Long story. I'm like, okay. Whether she used to do it with him, but he told me she didn't. So now I'm confused. Is it me? I'll be the first to admit I'm not the most blessed or experienced guy in the world, but my oral and fingering skills haven't received any complaints in the past, and I'm always willing to listen and learn. So why won't she let me? All right. So let's see here, see what we're talking about here. Okay. First of all, going back to the past boyfriend, let's talk a little thing here. Let me look at this again. You asked your friend who was with her before you, kind of a thing that could be embarrassing for you. The idea, hey, when you were with her, did she have to orgasm, use her hand to make herself orgasm every time? He's like, no, I didn't. He's gonna lie. That motherfucker is lying. That motherfucker is lying to you. And I think you need to remember that. So, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. That's still a phrase, right? So that motherfucker's a liar. So let's go back to the other thing. Your girl has to do it herself. Look, women are a complicated species. Men, you just kind of like, up and down, up and down, up and... You just got to go up and down. And sometimes it has to be feet. Sometimes you have to be kicked in the balls at the same time. You know, it's just up and down motions. But women is different. They're all built different, you know. They're Coca-Cola, you know. And then there's off brands. I don't know why I was going with the off brands. So yeah, so she's probably that in that area, getting the big O, as we were talking. Not Oprah. Oprah is not the big O. I hope you know what the big O is, and it is not Oprah. I hope if you're a child listening to this and you're just like, I don't know what that is. And there's also probably some like dude in his late 30s. He's like, I don't know what the big O is either. It's, you know, I'll just tell you now, it's not Oprah. You have that, yeah. So I think she's just extra complicated and needs to do it herself and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's good advice, right? I'm doing my job right, you know. That's good advice. That dude's clearly lying though. Like we all agree that motherfucker is a liar, a motherfucking liar, and that's disrespectful, dude. That is some disrespectful shit.
I identify as a fucking threat.
Yeah, I just think she's a special case. However, though, she's made it work. She's made it work, and you get to be part of the story. The thing is, how I know she cares about you is she doesn't need anything inside her to nut. She doesn't need anything inside her to nut. But she wants you there when she nuts. Like she wants you there though. So that's what really matters. It's the heart of the story, you know? Or maybe by a vibrating cock ring, see what happens, you know? Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Hannah Montana. No, that's Big Time Rush. Ooh, yeah. That's Hannah Montana, I think. Sung very poorly, I'd probably say. I'm gonna need a sippy sip. How can I be nice without coming across as a nice guy? I've been wondering about this. I think everyone should be treated with respect, but how can I do that, especially towards women, without coming across as an I'm not like other guys nice guy? Okay. Yeah, I think you know the category. Hopefully we're thinking about the same category. The Reddit category of the nice guys who it's the idea that if you do nice things for women, in return they have to suck your dick. You're entitled, like hey, I held the door open for you, now you have to suck my dick. I was like, can I put my balls in your jaws, balls in your jaws? So that's, you know, that's something too. That's, you know, that's what every nice guy is. How to be nice. I think, you know, you can be nice and not be like disrespectful and mean and, you know, stuff like that. You can be nice. And also, there's like having a backbone and being nice. If that makes sense. If that's a analogy that makes sense to any of you, it's like, you're a nice guy, but you're not going to be pushed around. You're like, you know when you need to be naughty. And when you need to be naughty, there's a reason for it. So, you know, that's the kind of guy, a person who's nice and in return doesn't expect sex in return. Not even a blowjob. You know, not even a blowjob? Seriously? Not even a blowjob? And so, yeah. And how to come across as not, if you're nice. So you're being nice to win someone over. I don't know. What's the best way? So instead of being nice to win her over, what should you do to win her over? Don't write her a song. I'm gonna tell you that. If you think I'm gonna write her a song, like, you barely play guitar, okay? You have that fucking Squire Affinity Series Stratocaster lying down there. It's the God knows rusted strings, just all bad strings. Maybe one of them's probably not there. And you're like, I'm gonna pick this bad boy up, plug it into my little Line 6 Spider, and I'm gonna write her a goddamn fucking hit, okay? That's what you think. You're gonna go there and write her a goddamn fucking hit. Do not, I repeat, do not be writing chicks fucking songs, okay? That's also another piece of advice I give you. Another piece of advice I would give you to help you out. Show your interest. Just show interest in her, and try to build something from there. You know, talk to her. Do not send her pictures of your dick. Would also be a good one as well. I think. Has that really? Like, I know relationships where, like, the guy has sent it to, like, his now spouse, so, like, it worked out, but did it ever? I mean, I know it's had to have worked. Like, you send someone a picture of your dick, and like, I want that inside me. Shit like that. I want that inside me, sweetie. I guess that's why lot lizards exist. You know, you're a wandering lizard, and you gotta find your way to the next nearest truck stop. You know, you just slither on, find them little truckers, drink their cum so you can have sustenance to survive. Good times. Good times. Good times were had. How much revenue would countries gain by taxing the churches? Okay. So, yeah, like, I think we were thinking about, like, thinking about it. We were thinking about, like, mega churches like Joel Osteen. Like, you know, he's so fucking rich, and he's like, people are displaced by the hurricane. Can you help? God, no. God, no. You're fucking homeless people. You're gonna get fucking dirt all over the carpet. That's Joel Osteen. He's like, you fucking dirty pores. Get out of my church. You know, and if you don't know, his church used to be like an arena for some fucking team that I don't care about. So it's plenty of space to help out there, you know. Where the people usually go in times of crisis. Gyms. What did your church used to be? A gym. So it was built to be a gym. And that's really cool. So I think people think about those mega churches. And yeah, I do think, I wish there was some obscure way, because even now as someone who's not into the whole church shit, I do think, like, I know, like, friends whose parents are pastors and stuff like that, and they just, you know, it's a small church, like, it, you know, it's not it's not dying or anything, like, people are showing up and stuff like that, they're nothing to worry about. But at the same time, like, you know, they're not fucking loaded, you know, they're like doing just fine. And so, like, that, like, I don't know, like, I don't think those are the people you should be picking on. It should be people, like, in attendance, you know, like how these big ass mega churches, because they're basically like, you know, like the little performance theaters in, like, Branson or Gatlinburg and shit, you know, just like, come see the music. And, you know, it's like an Elvis impersonator, you know, like, that's kind of what churches are to me. And so, like, you know, when it's something like that, yeah, I get it, but don't, like, do these, like, small churches dirty. So what I think would happen probably if they really started taxing churches, I think a lot of just smaller churches would end up, like, dissolving, you know, and, you know, going away or combining with another church or whatever. And then, you know, all that's left are going to be, like, the mega churches. You know, it's kind of like Walmart, you know. And then, you know, the mega churches, they'll fucking launder money and shit like that. They'll do the shadiest shit, you know. And they're also making billions already, you know. So, you know, they'll do shady shit and they'll be fine. So, like, yeah, it really just hurts the smaller churches, and a lot of the smaller ones really do. Sometimes, it's not all of them, but some of them really try to do good, at least for, like, their community and for the world and stuff like that. You know, just common sense, good things that we all can agree on. So, yeah, I think it's kind of a bad thing that the small churches kind of shutting down. But, and then, yeah, it's going to make the mega church problem, like, a lot worse. So, you know, not every rose can have its thorn, or as that chick fucking from the show, every thorn has its rose. I'm like, what? What? Every thorn has its rose. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. All right. What is it called when you want to dominate a woman, but at the same time, you would like a woman to dominate you? You're autistic. Oh, that was a good joke. Nah, I don't think you're autistic, but you probably share a trait where I think autistic people, the reason why I said you're autistic is because the reason, is that, like, or are you just like autistic because you just like it when someone is straightforward with their likes and dislikes, you know? Like, are you really a sub, or are you just like someone who's very straightforward with you? And, you know, you don't have to be autistic to enjoy when someone is being straightforward with you. I just wanted to, I want to clear my name. The show's called Cancel Schweezy, folks. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you want to do. That's not my problem. You know what the show's called. So yeah, I know. It sounds like you just like women who are straightforward. And you know what? Some guys don't like it when women are straightforward. Take the goth women community. There are types of women who are not straightforward with you, and red flags. The black covers up the red flags. That's thank you from the heart, and your soul and your mind and your strength forever and always, amen. But no, it's like, what are you like, woman, don't you're artistic. Artistic, that's what I said. But yeah, no. I think, you know, more people should. I think some people need to be more straightforward, like, and be more upfront. Like, I prefer it when people are straightforward with me. That's how, you know, I like communicating with it, especially in regards to dating. You know, I think, you know, it actually kind of makes sense if we think about it. Like, why don't in dating we just be straightforward with everyone? Why don't we all just start doing that shit? And doing that creates a sub-universe within another universe, and the multiverse could possibly break. Possibly is the key word. It could possibly break. But is that okay? You know? We gotta wait for Marvel or Sony, whichever one gets to it first, with their little multiverse movies, you know? Whichever one explains that to me first, they get the crown. They get the win. They get the W. And they're the one who succeeds. And I really want to get a shirt company, or like at least we'll make it like Cancel Schweezy merch. You can't succeed unless you suck. And then SUCC. I just want that in a shirt. Ban hate or stop. I want to do stop hate, or think about something else like that, like the stop hate design. OnlyFans diss. You know, cool stuff like that. So that's fun stuff. Thank you. To answer your question, why do you want to? What is it called when you want to dominate a woman, but at the same time you would like a woman to dominate you? You don't have to be autistic, but I think you just like it, like being straightforward with people, and you like to try things out. So,
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff,
and wrap it back around. All right, next one. What specifically is so great about the Mona Lisa? All right, so there are a couple facts, but I did learn a new one last week. We should have put it up top. It's a fact I learned. But so I think already is, you know, it's a painting by Leonardo da Vinci, just one of the most brilliant minds of the ages, you know. He was just known for being a brilliant guy. He painted that. Then there is the Mona Lisa painting as well. Some people, I actually read something like some people think it's Leonardo da Vinci's self-portrait, but him as a woman, which is pretty interesting too, because then could explain like was Leonardo da Vinci like on the inside like trans, maybe Leonardo da Vinci would be a she, her, or possibly if Leonardo da Vinci was alive today, I would say that Leonardo da Vinci would go by she, them. I very strongly think Leonardo da Vinci would go by she, them, because that's the kind of guy,
This is the type of guy you get.
So
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
don't be stingy there. But so I think it's the self-portrait that just makes it a lot more interesting. I remember everyone always talked about like the eyes follow you wherever you go, and that makes it interesting. And then I heard a story which was interesting. It's if you look at the face of the Mona Lisa, you'll see, if you look at it in half, like one side, I think it's the left side, would be like Mona Lisa young, but the other half is like an older woman, Mona Lisa, and how it like still looks like one face, but there's like two different sides to it. There's a lot of interesting, complex stuff in art if you like really look into it and look at some old paintings and stuff like that. I remember like one time I was in school and they talked about this, like it was like a painting, and then like in the painting on the wall there was a mirror, and then if you actually looked up close, and it had to be like zoomed in and shit, like you could see the reflection of everything else in the room or whatever, and like stuff you couldn't see from your initial look at the original painting, but in like this mirror vision, like you could see it. I'm like, that's so meticulous and interesting. Art can be very cool, folks. If you're really worried, maybe take an edible, before you go check out art. But no, painting's very interesting, and Leonardo da Vinci, like, probably did some real smart guy shit with it too, so there's probably something else weird. I do think there's a map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. I'm not scared to say that, I'm not scared to say that about, I think that movie's, like, accurate. But also, I think the actual Declaration of Independence, I feel like if someone even, like, they're like delicately like moving that shit. Like, I think if someone touched it like we would normal paper, it would just like fall apart too. So life is a mystery. Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long. And finally, we are on to our last question of the episode. We did it. We finally made it. We don't have any claps.
Feel like a woman, a real
We're
woman.
gonna feel like women. Damn. Down. At first you're sad, and then you hear, let's go, girls. And then you're like, down. Let's go, girls. Okay. How do I know if we are dating or not? So I asked this girl whether she would like to have lunch with me, and she said yes. Afterwards, we were walking through the city, and we were talking for a while. A week later, she asked me if I have time to hang out after work, and we met again and just talked for hours. We are texting almost daily and talk about random stuff. I am not the most confident guy, so I don't know if she actually likes me or if she is just friendly. LMAO. So how do I know if this is dating or not? I'm really inexperienced. And how would it be weird if I asked her if she considers this dating? Okay. So I believe with this, you're basically at the point of in a relationship, and it does sound like you're at least kindling the flames of a small flame of a relationship going there. So you could technically consider yourselves dating. However, if you really want clear answers on your labels and really want to clearly label the relationship, the best thing I think you could probably do is, drumroll, have a conversation with her. I know it's 2023, and it's just unheard of. Like, just being open and honest and communicating with people. I know. But I think that's what'll be good. Because that we, what the Christians used to call define the relationship. Where you would define the relationship on what it is. Are we just talking, just, flirting with each other? Are we in a relationship? Are we on track to get engaged and to get married? Some of them now, are we going to get a divorce now? Because that shit probably doesn't work. No, I think, it's good to define what relationship you have, and, so I think you need to, I can't believe I'm saying this, doing a good old Christian thing, and maybe you should define the relationship. Well, let me give you some examples of what you can do, okay? I'm an actor. No, I'm not. But I'm going to do acting. I think we're going to do more acting in this show. All right, so this is what you're doing. All right, you got to do this in person. You can't be fucking texting. But we're going to start the story off with you texting. All right, okay. Hey, I'm here. Where are you at? Okay. Waiting. Ding, ding. Okay. I need to turn the sound off on that. It's like, oh, I think I see you. I'm a little bit far away. I'll go get you. Okay. Should I go over there? Meet her halfway? Yeah, okay, just go a little bit. No, you stay over there. Okay, I guess I'm gonna stay here. Oh, sorry you didn't have to run. Okay. How have you been? I'm good. Just got a Brazilian wax, so it's really smooth down there. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna be scrumdiddlyumptious down there while I eat your pussy later. This isn't a cool couple. It's like, okay, but I think I want to ask. I'm kind of curious. I want to ask you something. Okay, what's going on? So, do you, with us, I was just thinking, how do you feel about making this official and being boyfriend and girlfriend? Oh, no. And then, yeah. So that's what will happen. Oh, she could say yes, and stuff like that. So it's like, you tell her, I'm like, I just really want to make this official, between us. And then what will happen will vary. I'm not saying it's a success rate. It's just the best way to go about a bad situation. That's really what, the Cancel Schweezy advice is. The best way to go about a bad situation. That would be like, oh no, our table. The best way to go about a bad situation. That's like I write my memoir, and that's also my second memoir. The best way to go about a bad situation. That is a fucking good name. I might keep that. So this episode releasing proves that I am the original thought, or at least I had the original thought of that idea. So don't be stingy, and you can go fuck yourself. Anyways, though, thank you for listening to today's episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Thank you so much. Make sure you're following me on social media at TheSchweezy and under Schweezy wherever you stream music at. Twitch.tv/TheSchweezy. If you have an Amazon Prime, connect it, hit that subscribe. The Patreon, a great way to say thank you for being a friend, support us, and free shit. Make sure you're subscribed, video and platforms. Share with your friends. Leave us a comment, give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating. You know all that shit. Do it. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it.
Got it!
Anyways, though, peace and out. Honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. You just finished a full episode of Cancel Schweezy. You are now one of the smartest individuals who will ever exist in our world. If you like that episode, make sure you subscribe. Whether you're watching this show or listening to the show, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified whenever we release full new episodes as well. And if you're on YouTube, smash that bell button. That way you get notified anytime we make a post over here on YouTube. Honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.